Things I have learned while traveling with a service dog and having a homestead. This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourt's Homestead. You guys, I have not been on an actual vacation. This was just a traveling for my husband's work to get Trinity recertified. So technically it wasn't a vacation either, but I used it as an opportunity to go and meet some people that I wanted to meet and to help my husband. Things I have learned while traveling with a service dog and having a homestead. I'm just gonna say this is not my favorite thing to do anymore. Traveling is not my favorite thing to do. No. There is way too much work at the very beginning. You guys didn't even see that, and there's way too much work at the end. It's like you have to close all of these projects down. That sauerkraut that I did probably needed about 2 more days to finish, to truly finish. But all of the other stuff, like the hard-boiled eggs that I had, we had to eat. We had like 5 left. I'm like, honey, you're gonna have to eat these. And the bananas that we had to stick in the freezer because they would have gone bad in the 7 days that we were gone. And the milk that we had to make sure we shoved in the freezer. And the food that we shoved on freeze dryer trays because we had a little bit of sour cream left. And you know I don't want to waste any food. No, we don't waste food here. So I shoved that so I could use that if I ever needed it. And the yogurt that my husband had left over, because you know I make yogurt like once a week or every other week, and when he's low, when he's got 3 left, I make some more. So it's all a cycle. Make yogurt, eat it. Oh, almost low, make some yogurt again. Make bread, almost low, make bread again. Make dinner rolls. Oh, almost low, make more dinner rolls. It's a cycle that you get yourself into. It's kind of like riding a bike. It's a balance, the whole balancing act. The same thing with canning. You're canning when you get low, you can some more. You figure out what you need and what you don't need as to what is going on. Okay, so we have nothing. Like I woke up this morning and my husband has to go to work because we only had 1 day. We were exhausted all day traveling with a service canine, making sure she doesn't eat or drink anything for 6 hours before, making sure she doesn't have anything in her system, making sure she poops and pees just before she gets on the plane. And then you have less than an hour of a layover, so you have to run to the next stop. That happened every single time we traveled, by the way. Literally making sure that that she's quiet, that she doesn't make a noise, and then everybody realizes what she does, and now they want a picture, and she's more famous than I am. She's more famous than any of us in this household. I don't even know how many times people stopped us and they wanted to take a picture with her. And she also was like, she loves kids. So when there was a kid crying on the plane, she was like, I need to go lick the kids. She stopped kids from literally crying. Like parents are sitting there going, oh my gosh, thank you so much. It was beautiful to see. However, I came home, woke up, I'm like, honey, I've got nothing for your lunch. I have frozen lunch meat in the freezer. I have 2 slices of bread left in the freezer. I need to make more bread, and I did make more bread before I left. We just ate it all. I'm like, I need to make dinner rolls. I have freezer meals that I need to defrost and portion out so you can take them for lunch. I need to make yogurt. I need to make hard-boiled eggs. So this morning, what I have done, I already have dinner rolls done. I have a loaf of bread in the bread machine. Bread machines are amazing. I have yogurt over here getting ready. I had frozen milk, so I had to cut the container of milk apart. You think I'm lying. I'm not. I literally had to cut the container of milk apart to get the frozen milk out so that I could melt it. Hold on, I need to go. It has a whole clump of ice left in it. I had to get bacon out because, I do like to have bacon, and a whole ball of wax goes into traveling. When you don't go to the store to buy all of your stuff, you make it all. There's a whole balancing act, and it takes a long time. Like I'm just focusing this week getting that balancing act back together. And here's the gist of it. I have company coming literally in less than a week. Company will be here and I need to feed them, and so I have to get this balancing act on. So what have I done to get my husband? Because I need to go to the grocery store because we ate all of our fresh produce. We have no fresh produce. Literally, I froze it to freeze dry it, and the other stuff we ate. Like I was planning this vacation 2 weeks before we actually left. making sure I didn't buy things, I didn't stock up on things we're not going to be here for that. Don't buy the spinach, don't buy bell peppers, use up everything. So now I have gone through the freezer and I have found stuffed bell pepper casserole. If you ever want the recipe for that, this stuff is amazing, and obviously I'm going to be making it because this is my last bag. I have portioned it out, so this is 2 meals. I don't have any veggies, and my husband's sandwiches are the mom sandwiches. They have to have veggies in them, and they have to be like this high. I will not allow him to go out of the house with just meat, cheese, and bread. No. So I'm trying to find things that are in the freezer that he can eat. We have no fresh fruit. So I need to look and see what fresh fruit is, and I'm going to need to go to Costco anyways. So I'll be at Costco in a couple days. Yes, but I have 2 meals here because he doesn't like eating out. And then I'll throw a dinner roll in there with him, so each meal will have a dinner roll. And I'll give him some freeze-dried bananas so that he can snack on. Or hey, I might as well even give him some dehydrated apples. That's good because I have that whole box I need to use. I also need to use this, so we're probably going to figure out how to put this in some sort of a meal. I'm looking forward to that. Anyways, you guys, I am getting myself situated. He's got another trip he's got to go on real shortly, so I've got to prepare him for that. I'm not going anywhere. I'm done. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going. Honey, you're on your own. Travel on your own. They're not flying trips. They're actually traveling by car, because the only reason I went with him for this one was, 1, I wanted to see some people, and 2, he was flying, and I, for the life of me, could not figure out how in the world, when you have all the stuff, she comes with a ton of stuff, like he has to take her food with her. When you have to take your food and the water bowls and everything, and you have all of this big backpack full of stuff, how do you go to the bathroom? Who's watching the dog and your stuff while you're going to the bathroom? Which is why I went. So somebody was there all the way, always with her and the stuff, so that he could go into the bathroom, because you can't like check all of the dog food, because what happens if they lose your luggage? Now you have to have Chewy bring you out new food and stuff like that. You catch my drift. So when you see service animals, people are amazing with service animals, but hold on, I gotta stir my. We tried one different airline, a different brand of airline for each flight over. And the last one that we were on, we always had the row just behind first class, the business class, because that has the most space. And they tell you when you have a service animal, that's the row you always reserve. Well, so we had those the whole way. The last way back, we got stuck further back in the plane. And the more I think about it, I'm like, that's really weird, because my husband purposely reserved these flights with these rows. So I have him going back and looking, because I think they moved our seats, because he said we should be in row 10 or above for every flight, but we were in 15. And that it was a very uncomfortable flight. It was massively uncomfortable. Poor Trin had absolutely no space. I literally to lay down, because they lay at the floor in front of you, which means your legs are like pinned. So he has long legs, and he put them out to the very edge where the other woman was. And I took my legs and I literally put them up. So I sat like the whole 5 hours. The whole 5 hours. This is how I'm sitting, with my legs up on the seat and everything, because I wanted her to have some room. So I think they moved our seats. I'm gonna have to look at that. So anyways, that's it. That's what I'm doing right now. I am like getting everything prepared, and my fridge was totally empty, and now I gotta go stir this yolk. It's almost ready. We haven't even talked about the amount of laundry that I have done. So being on a homestead, balancing act, trying to go away for a trip, really difficult. I don't think I ever want to do it again. Bye, you guys.